So today we're going to be focused on creating your signature coaching program. And I want to do it from a perspective of how to do it leveraging AI. We know artificial intelligence is huge right now. It's literally going to be how our society is ran as time moves forward, because it saves time, energy, effort, etc. So for you, this is the perfect time to leverage it now before the rest of the world really gets on it and it becomes mainstream, because you'll be able to create your materials faster and generate and brainstorm ideas faster using artificial intelligence. So I'm going to share with you how to leverage that today. So that's the first thing you want to do, is get clear on what those things are. And when I say get clear on it, write it down. Get a sheet of paper, write it out. All right, so that's the first thing. Next thing we're looking at is, okay, once we understand what our people want, next, let's focus on a curriculum. What is the curriculum that they need to know? What is the curriculum that they need to learn? And I like to think about this as I go back and throughout my journey, and as I think about me going through my journey, what are the steps that I should have followed? What are the steps that your ideal clients need to follow to get to the promised land, to get to the other side, to get them out of this situation, to get to the next step? And you might not be the number one guru in the road, but you can help people. You can help people. You can take people to the next level with what you have. How do I come up with topics that I'm just going to coach my people on, right? After the 12 weeks or after the 12 topics, or how do I coach? If I'm going, you can even use this, like, how do I come up with topics to go live? Or if I want to do trainings, like, how do you continually come up with content? One, I continually come up with content in a couple ways. One is because I'm always coaching. Anytime you're always coaching your people, you're always going to get ideas. A lot of times we're helping people or we're giving good advice, but we never translate that into how we can use that to help more people. I'm always thinking like that. Anytime I'm talking with a client, or if I'm doing a group, or if I'm doing an event, or if I'm doing something, not only am I teaching, I'm also listening to what are the type of questions people are asking me. What do people want to know? What are people struggling with? And guess what? That becomes a topic that becomes an upcoming topic in my program. Does that make sense? So that's how we're able to do, and we meet weekly. So that's how and I've been meeting weekly since the inception of PCS. It's probably been about 5 years. So I've been meeting weekly for 5 years teaching this stuff. How the hell do you come up with fresh content every single week for 5 years and we're still going strong? Why? Because I'm always learning. I'm always listening. The landscape is always changing. There's new things always being introduced. So now I've taught how to create a curriculum many times. I've taught how to create a coaching program many times. But now I can teach it in different ways. Now we got AI. Now I can say, oh, you're based on AI, how you can do that, how you can do it this way. I don't know. I might come out with one in the future. Something hits with virtual reality. I might, how to do this with VR. Yo, you just got to keep it fresh. You got to be able to explain it in different ways, share it different ways. I'm learning. So how I teach this in a year from now may be completely different than how I'm teaching it right now. Based on what I've learned, based on new tools that come out, it's just a lot of, so but I'm in it every day, and I'm learning, and I'm teaching, and I'm training every day, and I'm reading every day, and I'm in masterminds, and I'm talking to coaches and mentors and consultants every day. So because I'm doing this every day and I'm in it, it's easier for me to come up with content. But if you never do it, or you rarely do it, it's always going to seem hard. What else is important when creating a program? So once you create that program, we're looking at putting together. I like to look at, like, what is the experience people are gonna have, right? So your experience is somebody. Not only are they just gonna learn, but how are you going to make this just a great experience for them? Like, are they going to be meeting with you for a certain amount of time or a certain period of time? Are they going to be part of a group environment or a group setting? Are you going to be doing events once a quarter, or one in the spring and one in the fall, where they're going to come out and they get a chance to see other people who is also part of your community, and we're going to come together in a small mastermind event, or we're going to go to a retreat? Are you going to, like, we've had clients who They've helped. They've done vision board parties for their clients. So like, hey, part of this is we're gonna do a vision board for you. We're gonna help you create your own vision board. I've seen clients who they'll put their, like, they got a relationship program and they'll put their own clients in a hotel for a night, like a nice hotel or a fancy hotel for a night. Yeah, it might be $500 for the night, but however, that's part of their price. That's part of the investment that was made into the program, right? So you can charge more for your program if your goal is to create a better experience. If you create a better experience for somebody, they will be willing to pay more for your program. A lot of the times we try to go for the bottom of the barrel and go for the cheapest route possible, but you're going to get people who are not that committed, and they don't even have a dope story to tell, because you can't even create a great experience for them because you're not charging enough to create a great experience. All right. And then last but not least is the investment. You got to think through what the investment is. The investment is going to be based on what do you want to provide, right? And it's not always just the hard cost of it, right? So like, let's go back to the hotel example, where if you say, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to fly out at least once to see my client, right? So if you say I'm going to fly out, and let's just say, you know, that qualifies for anybody in the US, and you say, okay, well, a round trip ticket, let's say if you're in New York, and you say, well, a round trip ticket to go cross country would be, I'm probably going to have to allocate $1,500 for that, right? So if you allocate, so that means that your program minimum needs to be more than $1,500, but then you got your time, your cost, your effort, you know what I'm saying? So you might have to have a $5,000 program, $10,000 program, but that's because of what you're doing. Now, if you're saying I don't want to do nothing but talk to them once a month, then, you know, that could be a totally different price point. So you have the hard cost, but then also you have another cost, which is what is the result you're helping somebody provide. So I wish I would have done this when I was a productivity coach, but there was a point in time before I started doing business that I was actually productivity coaching. And I didn't price my products high because I'm like, well, you know, it's general productivity, it's general time management. Anybody can really use it. And I didn't really put the value on it the way that I should have put the value on it. I'm just like, it's pretty much a couple $100, and then you can get access to, you know, my content, my training, and my coaching. But it wasn't until later on I got one of my coaches, and he said, it's more about who the product is for and what the outcome you're helping them with, which determines what your price is. And he gave me an example that said, you can have a time management program that if it's for everybody, if it's general time management, you can charge one price. But if you have a time management program that is for heart surgeons, and I don't know what they get paid, you know, per surgery, but let's just say you're able to save them an extra 3 hours a week, and that allowed them to be able to do an extra 2 surgeries, and every surgery that they do, they get paid $20,000. Then guess what? I have a program that's on average going to make you an extra $40,000 a week. Think about that. So I have a program that will make you $160,000 in a month. Come on, right? Do you think that I can charge a little bit more or a little bit differently because of the outcome that I'm helping this person with, as opposed to somebody who just generally wants to learn more about time management? Do you think the person who generally wants to learn about time management would pay $10,000 for that program? Probably not. Do you think the heart surgeon that wants to make an extra $160,000 in a month is going to cry about paying $10,000 for that program? Hell no. Who's not going to pay $10,000 to make $160,000? You feel what I'm saying? That's the difference between understanding your avatar, your client, and the outcome you're going to help them achieve. All right? What am I helping people with? What is the curriculum what's the blueprint that I can put together to help somebody get there? What is the experience that I want to help somebody go through so They feel good in the moment, so they understand that they're loved. They understand that they support it. They know that I'm here with them from start to finish. This is more than just a transaction. We building a bond. We building a relationship. I'm here to support you long term. That happens through the experience. There's a lot of people, you've seen it, I've seen it, that you sign up and you never hear from them again. You don't see them again, or they barely support you. You got to write in 1,000 emails to customer support. We've all seen it before, and a lot of us went through it, right? You don't want to be that. I'm assuming if you're part of this group and you follow me, you know where my heart is at. You don't want to be that. So I'm telling you that put in the work to really create a great experience, and that in itself is that'll also get you exposure. But if you need help with this process and really supercharging it, let me know. Go ahead and comment and let me know, Facebook ads below, or at least cheat sheet below if you need some help with this stuff. But take the time to really do it and start taking it serious this year. And things might not change for you day one, but we'll look at where you're going to be at by the end of the year. All right? So I appreciate you all. Love you all. Continue to be great. Talk to you soon.